This week on the Jock and Nerd podcast, it's all MCU and Star Wars as we review the Loki Season 2 premiere and the Ahsoka Season 1 finale.
Geek boner.
Plus updates for the Fantastic Four movie, Agatha Darkhold Diaries, Daredevil Born Again, and What If Season 2 Marvel Disney Plus shows, and more, all in this edition of the Jock and Nerd Weekly for Monday, October 9th, 2023.
Hey, what's up? It's Taylor Gray, the voice of Ezra Bridger on Star Wars Rebels, and you're listening to the Jock and Nerd podcast.
Check. Check one. All right. This is for all you fans out there. Let's give it up.
We talking, we nerding. We funny, disturbing. We talking, we nerding. We spoiler alert. Oh yeah!
Oh yeah, what is happening, listener? Thanks for joining us, and welcome to the Jock and Nerd podcast, where we give you comic book and superhero TV and movie news, reviews, and whatever we choose.
Jock and Nerd.
My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
He's a nerd.
And joining us, a fella who looks like he's simultaneously dying and being born. All at the same time. We call him Tang the Conqueror because he's orange and sweet, also known as Rug Boy. Hi, Rugs.
Yes.
How's that working?
It's me. What is the name of that fucking place in outer space where fucking Loki is at?
The TVA?
The TVA.
Time slipping up in the TVA, or you're just slipping on some gooey stuff on the floor? I don't know.
I'm trying to get my shit together. All my stuffing's coming out. It's coming in. I don't know what to do.
I don't know about time slipping, but back in the day in Times Square when there was those all the porn shows, you were slipping outside in the street. There, you just walk by
For other reasons entirely.
It wasn't time slipping. It was just slipping.
Him and Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah, we were hanging out.
See, Anthony made a Pee-wee
42nd Street.
I've taught you well.
And now that's a Disney store. Isn't that weird? Isn't that fun?
All the places that me and Pee Wee Herman have jerked off in are now
they're all
places where you bring your kids to buy dolls. Yeah.
Now it's an American Girl store. Isn't that strange?
Yeah.
Anyways, enough reminiscing about dirty New York.
Very gross. What we're talking about here, but that's what you signed up for.
It is. Who signed up for this? I didn't sign up for this. Anyways, let's get going, fellas. We got a lot of fun MCU Star Wars stuff to discuss. Let's do it.
The Jock and Nerd podcast.
We're going to talk about said time slipper Loki in just a little bit. Season 2 has begun. But first, let's do a little quick Hollywood strike update. Writer strike is over. Here's a funny little anecdote post story with the writer strike. Remember he talked about Drew Barrymore and how she said she was going to come back and she got a bunch of shit. And then she decided not to come back. And then she just had to wait like 2 weeks because then the strike ended. Well, now that the strike has ended, the 3 WGA writers on her show have decided not to come back to the show. They have refused and to that I say, all she had to do is wait 2 weeks and it would have settled. But karma's a bitch sometimes. That's the only update about that. SAG, meanwhile, SAG-AFTRA still on strike, 87 days. They've been meeting. Apparently they were meeting today. They're in negotiations. So there it is. That's all I got. And I hope SAG ends soon because there's a lot of stuff that needs to be announced and they're waiting on the SAG strike to end. For example, director Matt Shakman, who is directing MCU Fantastic Four, has told Collider, we have our cast. And I can't reveal it until the SAG strike is over.
Oh, shit.
That's exciting. Hopefully we will find out soon. The current rumors still stand at Adam Driver, Jake Gyllenhaal, or Matt Smith for Reed Richards, while Vanessa Kirby, Joseph Quinn apparently are locked in for Sue Storm and Johnny Storm, and Ebon Moss-Bacharach may be Ben Grimm.
Right.
He also said it's going to be unlike anything you've seen before, certainly unlike anything at Marvel you've seen before.
Yeah, like accurate casting.
Yes.
Unlike, we've never seen that before.
Oh, shit. Comic accurate casting?
Yeah, they never do that.
Anthony, let me ask you. Adam Driver, Jake Gyllenhaal, Matt Smith, You have to pick who plays Reed. Which one of these guys would you lean towards?
Adam Driver, Matt Smith.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Well, I'm not going Jake Gyllenhaal because
Really?
he's already in the. No, well, I mean, no, I still don't. I don't think you should be. He was already Mysterio.
So you got
don't need to say that.
Mysterio, Kylo Ren, and Game of Thrones dude, and other things.
Matt Smith or Adam Driver. I'm going with. You know what? I'd go Matt Smith.
Really? That's the one I
Yeah.
would not pick because he just pull up a picture of him. He looks like he should always be playing a bad guy.
I know. That's why I think it'd be a fun choice.
Ruggs, who would you hire for this role?
I would go with the very wide Adam Driver.
Yeah, so Adam Driver has a very, wide face there.
That photo from when he was had his shirt off in the Last Jedi. You ever see that? Like how wide he is in that photo.
He's a big dude, so stature-wise.
I don't even know. I think it's a camera lens thing. There's like it looks
It's just the
awkwardly
distortion.
wide.
If you look at some Matt Smith side by side
Yeah.
Reed Richards,
Oh.
there's a little bit there.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. Matt Smith was my number 3, and I was going to put Gyllenhaal as number 1, even though he is Mysterio. Just
But
because.
I just want to be a fan of casting the same guy to do.
That's the thing. Then it gets confusing.
So you know what, Matt Smith, the thing that makes him look weird is that he has no eyebrows.
Or they're just blonde, so it looks like he has no eyebrows.
Yeah,
or
so
something.
he's got to just put some eyebrows in there. And
Okay,
then,
I see some of these side by sides. I guess I can kind of see. He's a really good actor. I guess I can kind of see it.
just put the eyebrows on him.
Yeah, just
That's
paint
it.
in. You just got to paint in some eyebrows.
Yeah.
That's the thing is like Adam Driver is so Kylo Ren, and Gyllenhaal has played a bunch of different roles, but he's Mysterio. You can't double dip in the same universe. Adam
Like
Driver's-
imagine him with very thick, bushy eyebrows now.
I like
Can
Adam
someone do
Driver
that?
too. Don't get me wrong. I like actually all three.
Yeah.
I like all three as actors. It's just like the Jake Gyllenhaal. Jake Gyllenhaal probably would have been my number one.
He's a Roadhouse reboot guy also. Let's not forget. I don't know if he'll be
But yeah,
Dalton.
the Mysterio thing.
Dalton, but
Actually, you know what? I'm out on Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh.
He's also a little too good looking to
Yeah.
be Reed Richards. Doesn't need to be this good looking guy.
okay. They all three have something
He needs
to
to look
offer.
like he does some science.
Yeah. Well, Matt Smith definitely has science face. I'll give him that much. Somebody scienced all over his face. That's what he looks like.
Yes.
He was made
Yes.
by science. So all three of them do all, the whole cast here. It's if this comes out and this is it, the rumors, this is a pretty good cast. I would not be mad.
Who was Human Torch? John?
Joseph Quinn, he was in Stranger Things season 4 playing Metallica, was it? On top of in the upside down.
Okay. I can see that.
yeah.
And then the Baccarat?
Ebon Moss Baccarat. EBON Moss Baccarat. He's from The Bear and he was in Andor. And he's kind of a tall guy. I could see
We
him.
don't need to be. I think they'd probably do a motion cast.
Yeah, and see, I mean, I don't know how much you're going to see of Moss Baccarat as himself before he become, but his face will be there, kind of like She-Hulk. Hopefully, it's better than She-Hulk. Vanessa Kirby, though,
they're
that's
all
also great.
it's all. I mean, Kirby and whoever they cast for Reed are all in their mid to late 30s. Baccarat, or whatever the hell his name is,
Ebon Moss
is in his
Baccarat.
mid 40s.
Yeah.
And then the other dude, Joseph Smith, is 29. So that kind of plays.
I love Vanessa Kirby. I'll be excited if she got the Sue Storm. I think she'd be great. Okay, listener, let us know what you think. You can join this conversation. Join our Facebook group. It's called Jock and Nerd Nation. Jock and Nerd. It's a closed, exclusive group just for you, listener. We're all in there. Lots of fun. Chop it up, as the kids say. Geek out. There's spoiler threads. Okay, the other thing that seems to be happening, I don't know, it's because if the writer's strike is over, but a lot of these copyright filings are coming out for TV shows. So we have some news since we're going to talk about Loki. Let's talk about MCU Disney Plus shows upcoming. Let's start with the one nobody really wants, maybe the Agatha Darkhold Diaries, Covenant of Chaos, whatever the fuck it's called. This copyright listing has a synopsis. Okay, so now we kind of know what's going to happen. It says, quote, in the first episode, we see Agatha Harkness finally break out of a spell she has been trapped in. She can't wait to go back to her old murderous ways, only to find that she is powerless. The only way forward for her is to embark on a perilous quest to get her powers back with the help of an unlikely friend or two. Aubrey Plaza also cast in this, which I think is perfect. I love her. What do you guys think? Does this do anything? Could one of these friends be Ralph Boner? I say bring back Ralph Boner.
Absolutely. We need more Boner. When WandaVision was on, we thought it was going to have implications to bring the X-Men forward or something like that, House of M.
Right.
And that's what was really the conjecture for the interest in the mystery of that show. And Agatha's character became interesting because she might have been a part of that. But now that we know that it has absolutely nothing to do with anything.
Yeah, that didn't pan out so much.
No one's going to give two shits about Agatha Harkness at all.
Remember where we left her off in WandaVision? Wanda trapped her in the spell, right? So sounds like she's going to get out. And what do you think, Anthony? You excited? Possibly the return of one of the kids helping her out? That's the other speculation, Billy.
Yeah, I saw that. Billy Maximoff.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not really all that excited about this show. Quick spoiler.
Oh, shit. Hold on.
Spoiler alert.
I'm a little more enthused after seeing the first episode of Loki, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
I think the plot synopsis for the first episode is kind of strange.
Yeah.
In that the last time we saw her, she was trapped in the spell.
Yeah.
And then the next time we see her, she's not trapped in the spell. Wouldn't you want to kind of play that out a little bit? I don't know.
So it does make it seem like she's going to break out of the spell like in the very first episode.
Right. They say finally break out of the spell, but it's not like we've seen the character since that episode, since the WandaVision. So to say finally seems like...
Well, we wanted to talk to you, but you were busy in the spell.
Finally, Agatha.
It seems like they're undoing what they did in the other thing for no other than or just for the fact that they needed to create a show around this character.
I feel like it's a missed opportunity to do like one of those one shots, like Werewolf by Night, and do it a Halloween episode.
Oh yeah,
she's a witch. She could do conjure magic.
That would seem to make sense, right? So that's why Marvel's not going to do it.
They're going to put out Werewolf by Night in color re-release around Halloween on Disney Plus, which is, I don't know, that's kind of fun. But I like it in black and white. I don't know if I'd watch it again.
Yeah, I mean the color thing's cool, but I would definitely. I think the Agatha thing would have made sense as a next Halloween special.
Oh, yeah, but this isn't coming out until a year from now, next September, 2025.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So a lot of these, he'll be with us soon. A lot of these corporate filings have revealed like the new dates. Let's move on to the next one. This one, I think we are a little bit more excited. Daredevil, Born Again. Also, same thing, corporate copyright filing. It's not coming out till, I think this one got pushed back to 2025, January, according to the copyright filing. This one also has a synopsis. This says Marvel Studios presents Daredevil, in which longtime rivals Matt Murdock and Wilson Fisk try to leave behind their darker alter egos to serve the people of New York, only to have their past catch up to them. In the first episode of the series, we are reintroduced to the world of Daredevil. So I read some other kind of speculation about this and how we might see a lot of Matt Murdock just trying to actually lawyer and be a lawyer, and Fisk become mayor of New York City, possibly. So they're trying to like be legit, but then they're going to get dragged back. We know John Bernthal's returning as the Punisher. That's exciting. How is he involved? James Gandolfini's son, Michael Gandolfini, is in this, playing a character called Blade that isn't from the comics, but may have Daniel Blade, may have a comic book counterpart.
Daniel Blade.
He was, have you ever watched that? The Saints of New York? It was the prequel Sopranos he played.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, he was all right. He wasn't bad in that as young Gandolfini, as young Tony Soprano.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, it's fine.
That reaction says it all.
I wasn't like, holy shit, this guy should be in every movie. I was, it was just like, he's all right. So.
This one also 18 episodes. Anthony, comment again. This is until January of 2025.
2025, baby.
They had to shut down filming with the strike and stuff, but this is one of the shows that's going to get up and running right away once it ends.
I mean, the plot line, yeah, sure. Leaving behind the darker alter egos and having to catch up. Sure. I mean, at the end of the day, they have a high bar to hit. So,
is this what you wanted from this series? Like when you read the synopsis, where you're like, "That's what I've been waiting for."
I don't know about that.
No,
I don't really know what I'm waiting for with this. Yeah, I mean, it's not the greatest synopsis. Yeah, I'm not like super confident in what Marvel can do with Daredevil. The things they have going for it are it's 18 episodes, so maybe because it's longer.
But the synopsis makes me think we're not going to see Daredevil in the suit as much. If we might see more Matt Murdock being a lawyer than Daredevil in the suit.
With 18 episodes, you don't need to see him in the suit.
That's true.
As much.
Yeah.
All right, so in the Marvel series, they've done curse words, they've done violence. There's no reason they have to like scale it or be like it's the violent past. Like, just edit it in a way where it's PG-13. It's like you don't have to like make this grand gesture that it's a different series. Like, you could just kind of just do the same thing and work in those parameters. I don't know. I feel like just them announcing that they're going to try to like make it clean up their images,
reintroduced to the world of Daredevil. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see the dichotomy. Well, we've seen these characters, in the MCU now. Same actors, Charlie Cox, D'Onofrio. Hopefully, they make it dark. I guess there's a Chip Zdarsky run that they are going to be inspired by, as well as Born Again itself. I don't know.
Hopefully, we get better. I mean, the both of those characters inhabit those roles pretty well, but I didn't necessarily love the writing for either of them. So hopefully we get closer to the Netflix versions than we have in the Disney Plus versions.
But it's Disney. It's going to get watered fucking down.
Hopefully this time away has made them look at some of their mistakes and maybe they reevaluated.
I mean,
if you can't after seeing Secret Invasion and Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, you'd have to be a fool not to look at that stuff and go, this can't keep happening.
It's getting a little soft around the edges. I mean, maybe like they R-rated up for the Deadpool 3, and it's going to be really interesting to see how far they're going to push that, if that's going to be like the Fox Deadpool. Yeah, we'll see. It is Disney. They like to Disney it up all over the place. Okay, last show I want to discuss is the next Disney Plus Marvel show we're getting after Loki. It's What If Season 2, animated. It's coming out December this year. The official titles of the episodes have been revealed. I'm going to read them all. I want to know which of these give you geek boner, floppy jock, if you're looking forward to them. I love the comics. They push, the comics really push the alternate reality and the crazy things you could do. Let's see if they're doing the same thing here. Okay. Episode 1 is titled, What If Nebula Joined the Nova Corps? Okay. Episode 2, What If Peter Quill Attacked Earth's Mightiest Heroes? Episode 3, What If Kahori Reshaped the World? Episode 4, What If Hela Found the 10 Rings? Episode 5, What If Iron Man Crashed into the Grand Master? Episode 6 is What If Happy Hogan Saved Christmas? Episode 7, I'm missing one. Whatever. What If Captain Carter fought the Hydra Stomper? The next one is What If the Avengers Assembled in 1602? And finally, What If Strange Supreme Intervened?
Trying to figure out which one you missed.
So here's the thing. There have been different, there's been different, there's been rumors and different titles, and I think I got confused.
Yeah, I think you did.
No, there's only 9 episodes. It's misnumbered. I read 9. So
did you read it right?
I think so. There's different versions everywhere. We're gonna go with this because you can kind of figure out what's gonna happen based on some of the rumor titles.
I'm looking at the article you linked and it doesn't have these same titles.
Well, that was before, that was like a month ago, and then they came out. You got to find a new article, but I put in the old article.
Okay, all right.
So that's what
Whatever.
happened. A month ago, there was like rumors of this might be the episode, and then somebody found the actual episode titles.
Got it.
Is there any of these that like ring like, oh, I want to see that?
What if I like the what if the Avengers assembled in 1602, just because that seems fun.
That's based off a Neil Gaiman limited series he wrote for Marvel that takes place in 1602. That's kind of interesting. Yeah.
What if Iron Man crashed in the Grandmaster? That'll probably be a goofy ass episode. Isn't the Grandmaster the character played by Jeff Goldblum?
That's Goldblum.
Yeah.
Goldblum.
What if Hela found the 10 rings? That might be interesting.
That could be interesting. That might be Odin and Hela fighting Wenwu.
Yeah, sure. There's some stuff here.
I will have to say, overall, I just feel like they could push it more. Seems a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah,
Weird.
it seems like they're not utilizing it. Like these aren't the first 10 things you would think of,
Right.
You know, I feel like they can have more fun with it, and they're not. It does, at least by the title.
Are these reflecting actual comics that have come out, or
I
is
don't
some
think
new
so.
shit?
So they're doing things that they're doing things they established, like the Captain Carter fought the Hydra Stomper. That's going to be the sequel from the first season's Captain Carter episode. The Kahori. What if Kahori reshaped the world? That might be. What if the Tesseract landed in this Haudenosaunee Confederacy before the colonization of America, and they will introduce a new hero called Kahori. The what if Peter Quill attacked Earth's mightiest heroes? Maybe what if Yondu actually delivered Star-Lord to Ego like he was supposed to? That could be interesting.
They should do something like, what if Tony Stark wanted to kill off half the universe?
Yeah, that would be interesting. I don't know.
Right? Or
yeah.
What if Flash Thompson
became Spider-Man? That was one of my favorite. That's what the comics. That was one of my favorite. What if Flash became Spider-Man and Peter did?
Yeah, Peter Penis Parker.
I am excited about Strange Supreme returning, his name there, because that was probably my favorite episode from season 1 was the fucking Strange Supreme episode. It was dark and heartbreaking.
Yeah, that would be good. That's a good one.
Nebula joining the Nova Corps apparently will have Korg and Meek, Nova Prime, Yon-Rogg, and Howard the Duck. That could be fun, like the one last season with the Guardians and stuff in it.
Yeah, I mean, these episodes last year, some were good, some were all right. You know, it's kind of a mixed bag. So I'm assuming this year will be kind of the same.
Happy Hogan Save Christmas. When is that? What is that? When did he not save Christmas? Was that in one of the movies? I don't remember.
Is that a play on something?
I don't know. Is it? What's it? Spider-Man? I don't know.
Well, wasn't the Iron Man 3
that one.
Christmas
That's right. That one may be a alternate Iron Man 3. Happy Hogan Save Christmas. We'll see. But that's coming out December. Again, I wish they were a little bit crazier. But I could see what they're kind of doing. They're kind of like testing Captain Carter. We saw her live action, saw her in animation first. So I don't know. They can have some more fun with it. All right, that's it for the news. Let us quickly move on to our first Disney Plus TV review. It is Loki Season 2, Episode 1. It has premiered. Here's your spoiler alert.
Strap yourselves in, you fucks. Spoiler time.
This one dropped on, I don't know if he's coming out Friday or Thursday. Like, it dropped at Thursday, 8 p.m. Central Time. Like, I was sitting there. I just turned it on, and it just, like, came on, like, right at 8 p.m. Apparently, Disney Plus saying the viewer numbers were pretty good. Season 2 premiere, they're saying, racked up 10.9 million views in its first 3 days.
That's a lot.
It is also the second most watched premiere of a Disney Plus series this year, only behind Mandalorian Season 3 opener. And it compares Star Wars Ahsoka, debuted to 14 million views over 5 days. Loki gets 10 million over 3 days. So, yeah, pretty strong start. I think people are really into it. Anthony, do you want to remind us where the hell did the last season end of Loki?
Yeah, sure. They Lokis, female and male,
Sylvie
got to the end of time and had a decision to make as they had met the man who's called He Who Remains, also an alternate of Kang the Conqueror, played by Jonathan Majors. And they had a choice to make. Kang was waiting for them, or excuse me, the He Who Remains was waiting for them. they could continue pruning the universe, and he would have passed that mantle over to the Lokis, and they could continue doing his work, or they could kill him and set off a chain reaction of all these alternate timelines creating and maybe something worse in the future happening with all his variants waging war on each other in a multiversal war. And female Loki, despite male Loki's protests, kills Kang and basically sets off all these multiverses, these branch timelines from occurring. And then Loki is kicked into the past, and that's where we start off.
Well,
excuse me. We don't know that he was kicked into the past, but we find that out on this episode. He's kicked into the past where he is seeing Kang the Conqueror's face all over the TVA rather than whoever the fuck was imposter running the TVA.
It was presented as if possibly he was in a branch timeline and now Kang was in charge, but they fucking retcon that real quick right in the beginning.
Right. I actually liked that because it made it easier for me to follow.
Yeah, because otherwise it could have got crazy, and he begins time slipping back and forth. Let's start here. It starts right where it left off. But before we get into some of the details, after Secret Invasion, Anthony, is the MCU TV on Disney Plus? Is it back? Did they deliver?
For one episode, they did all right, in my opinion.
Okay,
I like the dynamic with Loki and Mobius and the new character played by Ki Hui Kwan.
Oh, Aurora Boris.
Obi.
Yeah.
I like their dynamic. I like that it's still this kind of this quirky show, but I enjoy also there's whoever's directing it has a really good sense of vision and production design and shooting things. Like it doesn't look like stock Marvel.
Yeah.
There's some pretty good shots of different things, wide shots and camera following them at certain points. So interesting visual design. I don't know what's going to happen. You know, I have we don't really know where things are going. So I think overall, it was a fun 47 minutes or whatever. So yeah, I liked it. I was pleasantly surprised.
It's 6 episodes. 4 of the 6 episodes, this one included, directed by Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead, who worked on Moon Knight. They were directors on Moon Knight. And I will.
Don't say that.
What? It's true. What? That's a good show. I enjoyed this show.
It's all right.
It was great. And it's mostly written by Eric Martin, but the direction was great. The production design, phenomenal. It looked great. Ruggs, what about you? Did you have a good time with episode 1? Even though reviewers got 4 episodes, we just get this one.
Right. To be honest, I fell asleep watching it the first time around.
Oh, okay.
Which I don't know if that's good or bad, or if I'm just tired when I'm watching it, but I did fall asleep, and then I ended up watching it the second time, and I got through the whole thing, and I thought it was cool. It was pretty cool. I'm interested in where this is going. I like that little your skin's gonna peel off.
Yes, I want my skin to peel off.
And how they did the time stuff where like, oh, I need you to invent this thing. Okay, and then it's there. Like it's like very like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy
it was so
type
Bill
shit.
and Ted too, where
Yeah,
it's like
very
I'll
Bill and
leave this
Ted.
here now, and it'll be there when we get back in the future.
Yeah,
That was fun.
so it was funny, and I liked how he ended up flying in and knocking him through the door, like at the last.
Oh my god,
second.
that was great! I didn't think he was gonna make it. I was like, "What the fuck? The door's closing. There's no way you're making it back."
The tension at the end of the episode was actually pretty good. Overall, I thought it was fine. It was good. I liked Loki the first time around, so I'm hoping that it continues to be good. So I feel like okay, it's starting off on a good foot. We don't know if it's going to like. I'm trying to figure out what they want to do. Like the TVA doesn't want to prune anything anymore. There's a couple of them that do.
Right.
So what's the goal now? Like it's already like who are they trying to stop?
It sounded like there is a sect of the TVA that wants to maybe set things back, but they're they're after Loki, or the female Loki.
Sylvie for answers. Yeah.
Yeah, for what happened here.
Because nobody knows that she actually killed him, but they see the branch timelines.
Well, they don't even know that He Who Remains was a person. Was a thing.
Right. And who do you think hit Loki with the baton?
Oh, at the end, like you said, that whole sequence was great where he's got a timer and it goes off and he time slips into the future right before the plan goes off. And then he gets pruned. I bet it was him. Is another instance of him from the future or something that knew he had to do
recap
this.
that? I must have fucking forgot what happened. What happened?
Remember, okay, so the whole thing is they need a temporal oral extractor, and then he's got to go into the temporal loom Mobius while Loki has to prune himself at the same time to extract him. So Mobius is there, and he shoots the thing in there, but then Loki time slips to the future. He can't find a pruning stick. He's looking.
Right.
There's a phone ringing. He sees Sylvie coming out of the elevator, and she's like, there you are. And then somebody from behind prunes him.
Oh, yeah.
And he flies back at Mobius, knocking them both back into, just as the blast doors close. But in the future, you notice the blast doors are already closed, and the shit has already happened. So somebody pruned him, and I'm willing to bet it was another look. It was him.
Well, they can have some fun with this because they're playing in the past, the present, and the future, where they can you can if they're clever enough with the writing and the design, where you can see maybe some little clues in the past or the present or the future that will hint at what's going on.
No, it was real well. They explained it well, and even with the crack in the floor, then when he realizes, I was in the past, that crack's been there. The fact that all the statues have been covered up, and he reveals them, and he's like, "That's who I saw." So there's that one conflict that he's coming. Loki's trying to tell everyone he's coming, but meanwhile, the TVA, their whole world is upended. They just found out their variants, and they had lives, and everyone's been mind wiped except for OB, who remembers that Mobius visited him like 400 years ago, which is odd. But
I love that Mobius is trying to play it off like him and OB are friends.
He's like, how are the other people? He's like, what other people? Like, there's nobody else down here.
And no one ever talked to him.
Poor OB.
He even is trying to introduce him. He's like, Loki, this is, and he doesn't know his name, so he's like,
yeah, I like that move.
That's how you get
Ouroboros.
Yeah.
I just love I already liked the first season of Loki, the dynamic between Loki and Mobius.
Yeah.
Mobius, but throwing in Obi, and that Indiana Jones, except he's grown up vibe. I have no way to describe him other than he's such a cute character.
He's adorable, and he's just he was short round, but then he plays a similar role that he did in Goonies. He was Data in Goonies. He was like the tech guy, and he's kind of like the tech guy here in the repairs department that nobody goes to. And that Mobius and Loki, that whole bit about how's it look? He's like, it doesn't look that bad. And then later he's like, oh, it looks like you're dying and being born at the same time. And he goes, I thought you said it didn't look that bad. Doesn't feel bad. Your
skin's gonna get ripped off.
I don't want my skin to peel off. He's like, do you know what this is? Yes. Can you stop it? No. The temporal loom was kind of fun. People noticed the door to that thing looks like the entrance to Cerebro from the X-Men movies. Also, another tie to the X-Men movies, Ke Huy Quan was a stunt coordinator for 2000's X-Men, apparently. I didn't know that.
What the hell?
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Is he stunt coordinator?
He was there. He was the fight coordinator. He was there teaching.
What?
Yeah. No, because I think he's got some skills. He did, maybe.
What?
I don't know. Yeah, he was.
Is it because, are you saying that because he's Asian?
No, he was the stunt coordinator.
Exactly.
He was a fight coordinator. Wasn't he in Sidekicks? No, that was Ernie Reyes Jr.
Well, he was in everything all at once.
Oh yeah, he was doing fucking.
And he was pretty good
doing
at
martial arts.
He was
in there.
doing
Yeah,
that.
fanny pack kung fu in there. He was doing that.
Yeah, I think he did that, but I'm not sure. Was it him? He did all of his own stunts.
Maybe.
They made it look like he could kick ass. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
He I enjoyed that this episode just went super science-y.
Yeah.
Fake science, like the temporal whatever the fuck
Oral
into the thing, and
extractor,
he's got to go to the extractor. And I'm glad that because that kind of stupid science, a lot of shows might drag that out for another episode or two, where like now he's on this like side mission,
right?
And I'm glad they were like, this is stupid science, and we're gonna wrap this up in 10 minutes.
Yeah, that whole like time slipping thing is done. Like it was a gag for one episode, which is great because it does get annoying, but it's also interesting seeing him get pulled in and out of time.
I mean, they could have dragged that out for another episode where now he's got to like go in the past or the future, and like it could have been a whole thing. And I'm glad they didn't.
Yeah, I thought it moved pretty well, and I wanted more. It left me wanting more. Also, that interesting bit where he hears the recording between He Who Remains and Ravonna.
Oh yeah.
Apparently they were close.
Did you catch the post credit scene?
Yes. What happened in the post credit scene?
It's like 1981,
82. Yeah,
82, and Sylvie's in Broxton, Oklahoma.
Yep. At a McDonald's.
Yeah, and wanting to order everything.
She's like, I want to try everything.
For reference, though, Broxton, Oklahoma, in the comics is where New Asgard was located.
Oh, was it like it was floating above Broxton, Oklahoma? Yeah, they made a point to show the name of the town. That was interesting.
Yeah.
And I love 80s McDonald's. Like they nailed the look. I mean, it's a legit McDonald's. I think they have like a whole, obviously a promotion going where there's like Loki sauce and stuff maybe for your chicken McNuggets. But he's like, we just got these new things called chicken McNuggets.
I wonder what that tastes like.
I don't know. What is Loki sauce? I want to dip my nuggets in the Loki sauce.
Ask Thor. I think.
So, I mean, we saw some images of her working at McDonald's. That could be a lot of fun as the TVA sent a bunch of people looking for her. But yeah, where is it going? Time does exist in the TVA.
Yeah. Well, I think that makes sense, right? Because that was part of the lie,
right? Oh yeah.
Because that time doesn't exist.
Yeah.
But it looks like obviously it does. If you can go in the past and the future.
He's doing it. Yeah, the timekeepers were not real. There's some new people there, some new hunters. And then the other question people are asking is, did they break the MCU time travel rule that they established in Endgame, possibly, where if you make another choice, right, it branches off? But does it?
Yeah, you have to do a little bit of mental gymnastics there because they did something in the past that the present Obi remembers.
Right. He's like, I don't know where it is. Oh, wait, I just remembered. It's right here. Look, one temporal.
Yeah, break. Unless you can, I'll make the leap for them. The TVA is where time exists linearly.
I would buy that. That it does, like, time exists, but it's different, so you can kind of write off that that wouldn't happen there because that's
everywhere else is happening all at once, right? Whereas TVA is linear.
Man, but there's branch timelines.
Yeah,
everywhere.
That is weird.
Yeah.
Overall, though, yeah, I enjoyed the show. I can't wait to see. Apparently, we're going to get probably a good amount of Jonathan Majors. I have not heard any updates on his situation.
Oh, you think?
He's in a bunch of episodes. I mean, they showed you the Victor Timely thing. His face is fucking everywhere in these statues already. So, like, you hear his voice. That's going to be interesting.
I just didn't know they were going to put him in a lot of episodes. Maybe one or two.
There's only 6 episodes, so a lot is, relative.
Okay.
Relative.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like this is getting good reviews. Rotten Tomatoes, I guess they've done the first 4, you said?
Yeah.
Critics, so 88% thus far.
Nice.
7.5 rating.
I mean, they needed this after that Secret Invasion and kind of something. So, and Loki's
just the visuals alone are better. Like Secret Invasion looked like it was supposed to be a globe-trotting adventure, and it never felt like it was that big. Whereas this one, the visuals, there's like just the shot of Ki-Hu Kwan
all coming down,
all that shit behind him. It just way more detail, like way more put into this.
That room looks great. You get a little like Fifth Element vibe in the beginning where he jumps into that cab and you see out there what the TVA looks like. I was like, I want to go out there more. They're always in this one TVA. So, yeah, lots of fun.
I liked it.
It's a confident show, right? It kind of like the first season set what the tone is, what it is. It knows what it is. So I think it came in strong, and I like it.
Yeah, I think it has the advantage too, right? Of building off something. All these other Marvel shows, seemingly, have been created just for one season in mind.
Right.
Whereas this is one of the only shows other than WandaVision that was made seemingly with episodic TV in mind.
Is this the first season 2 of any of these shows we've gotten?
Yeah.
Right, it is, right?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
It is. Then the What If will be the next one. Yeah, so...
I think the story is way too big to do in one.
Yeah.
So
Kang is coming. Do you ever think... I kind of also want to see Loki and like Chris Hemsworth Thor reunite at some point. I don't know if we'll ever get that again. Maybe. But that would be nice.
why not? There's nothing stopping it.
That would be
happening.
nice. Thor after fucking Ragnarok. I don't know what they're going to do with the Thor over
Well, he
there.
didn't disappear. He still
Yeah,
exists.
he's still around. He's still around. All right. Good start, Marvel. It's back a little bit, the TV show. Something. Is this going to make you look forward to watching it, Anthony? I know you weren't really feeling that for these last couple of shows.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I'll get back to... I'm not back to the point where I'm dropping everything I'm doing and watching Marvel releases like I was when WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier would come out.
Yeah.
But I'm not as ambivalent as I was for like Secret Invasion. So yeah, what day you said, Thursday or Friday?
I think these maybe come out Thursday at 8 p.m. now.
Thursday, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Thursdays.
Because
8 p.m., 9 p.m. Eastern.
Oh,
Yep, you're right.
Oh, fucking great. Because it's so much smarter. They used to put it out at like midnight Pacific
stupid.
time. What?
Yeah.
You're getting no viewers. Now it's like prime time. This may be a thing where I will watch it as soon as it drops now. I might be
Yeah,
back.
that's actually a smart idea.
It's a way more, and everybody can watch it at once, one evening, and now by the next day, everybody's talking about it instead of, it was always weird that first day the thing came out.
Right.
Because people had already posted stories about it, and you're like, I just fucking woke up. What the fuck? I didn't even get a chance to watch it. Got spoiled.
That is highly annoying.
Right? Ruggs, are you back in? Is this appointment viewing for you, or how do you feel now?
No.
No? Okay. It's only 6 episodes, so.
I'll watch it. I watched the other one with fucking Nick Fury. I'll watch this one,
All right.
but I
He's
might
pot
like
committed.
it. If it ends up turning around and it's great, I'll let you know.
He'll let us know if it doesn't end up turning around.
Oh,
That'd be
that
great.
for sure.
Either way.
Yeah.
All right, that's good. We'll take a break right here, play some promos, come back, talk about the season 1 finale of Ahsoka on Disney Plus right after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
What's up, Jock and Nerd Nation? This is Logan at Mostly Superheroes, a podcast that was partly inspired by the Jock and Nerd podcast. We talk about a lot of the same stuff, MCU, DC heavy, with other content that comes out of HBO Max, Amazon Prime, Netflix, and more. We're committing to doing something new every day in 2021, so come join the fun, check out the schedule. Find us at mostlysuperheroes.com and enjoy the rest of the show.
Pardon the interruption. I have some news which I believe you will find most interesting.
Would you like to hear the latest in Marvel television, film, video games, and comic books? Or are you looking for some ideas on what to pick up on New Comic Book Day? Well, join Mike and Eric on Mighty Marvel Geeks every Saturday night on Sorcerer Radio and every Sunday on the Weeby Geeks Network for all things Marvel.
There is a matter that requires your attention.
Mighty Marvel Geeks. Assemble!
All wrapped up here, sir. Will there be anything else?
And
Listener, if you enjoy the show, make sure you check out our Patreon fan club. Visit jockandnerd.com/Patreon.
Jock and Nerd.
Why is it so great, Ruggs?
Because you send nudes.
Is that true? Is that it's an
No.
if you pledge high
That's a
enough,
real specific
Like,
tier.
everybody was getting their wallets out when I said that, but no,
it is,
we don't do
this
that.
is the Jock and Nerd OnlyFans on Patreon.
But you do get early access to all of our shows.
Yes.
You get bonus content, like if you review a movie or if we have like a funny conversation off the air.
Instant
the
reactions
air,
to movies
quote,
right
unquote.
after we've seen them from our
Yeah.
cars. Those are always fun.
just said that.
You said bonus content. I'm describing what some of the bonus
Okay.
content is.
All right, you do the rest.
You could also hang out with us on our Discord.
Don't step
hangout.
all over Imran's party. He likes to do this.
No, I threw it to him, and then I just started talking. Typical. Come on.
Typical.
Have you
Classic,
met me?
actually.
Have you met me? It's classic Imran. You can hang out with us on our monthly Discord. Hangouts. October 19th is the next one. That's just for our Patreon supporters. There's a tier where you can pick any movie you want us to watch and review. There's a tier where you get an exclusive t-shirt. All that fun stuff. You can give back. All of it goes back into making this show possible. Thank you to all our existing continued supporters. jockandnerd.com/Patreon. Check it out. Okay, let's get to the second review of the episode. This one is Ahsoka Season 1 finale. All 8 episodes are out. First of all, here's your spoilers. Well, before spoilers, Anthony may not be participating too much. I did not force him to watch this, so you should thank me for that one.
Well, you didn't really you forced me or not, I wasn't going to do it. So I kind of pulled myself out of this one.
You got a taste
in the game.
You got a taste of
I got a little
3
taste.
episodes.
I got 3 episodes. I don't remember any of the 3, and I just had to pull out, because
tapping out.
Well, one, it's safe. You don't want kids, but 2, the episodes are just too tied to stuff I've never watched, and yeah, I was just
Anthony did the rhythm method on Ahsoka. It's okay. I get it.
So there you go.
Okay.
So go ahead. Take it away.
Yes. Ask random questions. It'll be hilarious. Here's your spoilers.
Strap yourselves in, you fucks. Spoiler time.
So, Ruggs, you're going to do a little bit of the heavy lifting here.
Okay.
I don't know where you want to start. Broadly, really, this season of Ahsoka was really Ahsoka, with the help of her friends, Hera, Sabine, trying to simultaneously stop Thrawn from returning and find Ezra.
Yeah.
Is kind of the straightforward through plot line. However, even though it's called Ahsoka, there's a lot of Sabine shit in here. Like, half of it was about Sabine Wren. And again, these are existing characters that if you really wanted to get all the meat out of this, you would have to watch all the 7 seasons of Clone Wars and like 5 seasons of Rebels. That's hundreds of animated episodes of Star Wars lore that Dave Filoni is playing with, referencing, using, adapting, and moving forward. So really, when Anthony tapped out, I was like, I get it, because even for me, I've not seen all those. I've seen some Rebels, some Clone Wars. It's really heavy into the fucking lore here.
They could have made this show so much more palatable for someone who's never watched that stuff. They could have started the show with a little bit of maybe a flashback. Now that they have Hayden Christensen there,
yeah,
they used him in a flashback, like all the way deep into the show. They should have done something like that earlier. Like, instead of it being that like yeah, you can still have the death walk or whatever that she does in the place beyond time and space.
Yeah,
but you could add a precursor to that, like a nightmare or something, or a memory, where that you could be like, oh, she was trained by Anakin. You could even show her as a little girl, but like they wanted to have that special episode moment where you get the feelies, so like the member berries,
yeah,
so much that they held it for some weird middle part of the show, and by then anybody who's watching it's already lost interest, so it was pointless. Yeah, they could have done a better job for the people who didn't watch all the other stuff. Like, for me, it was fine because I already watched all that stuff.
Yeah.
I had different issues with the show.
Well,
but
what were your issues? Let's talk about the finale episode. I think like one of the issues you just mentioned is they needed to establish a lot more things throughout the whole run of the show and have people talk. And, I think parts of it, you would lose people if they are not fully caught up on the Clone Wars and Rebels.
Yeah, I guess.
What are your other issues with the show?
Well, the way Ahsoka acts it's a little bit, maybe there's a reason why she's so closed off and everything, and they had to go through this whole thing where she has to die and come back, then act more like herself.
Yeah.
But even when she's like herself, she doesn't have as much personality as she did in the show.
I mean, she's smiling and smirking and crossing her arms and shit.
Right.
Striking poses.
Yeah, she does a lot of this crossing
That's a lot
arms.
of personality there,
That's a
Imran.
lot of personality. That's how you show personality.
Show some personality, smile.
Also in the way she fights, like, as a Jedi, you're supposed to get stronger as you get older.
Well, I feel like her throughout the show, like her fighting after she trained with Anakin in the world between worlds, they finished the train. I feel like her fighting did evolve a little bit
But she was just more like, I feel like she was more light on her feet and more like even Hayden Christensen, he was twirling that shit. Like he's older than, he's an older dude too. And so I just feel like they should have used more of a stunt double then if they couldn't get Rosario Dawson to like really pull it off. They should have gotten a stunt double to make the lightsaber fights a little bit better, because at the end of the day, if you have a shitty show, a good lightsaber fight can save it.
I mean, I think this episode had one. Here, let's go through this. I'm just going to quickly go through kind of what happened in chunks, and it addresses some of the issues I had with this show. Starting off with, we start with Thrawn. They got to get the fuck out of there. They've loaded the coffins. They're like, we're ready to go. They could leave right then. They don't leave. They stick around as the mothers give some magic to Morgan Elsbeth and give her this green sword, Ruggs, the blade of Talzin. What the hell is this?
Right.
What is this?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
They do mention it in the cartoon, but yeah, it's an enchanted sword that can, you could use against a lightsaber. That's basically what it is.
She's got a kick-ass sword. Okay, so then here's where I have issues. We cut to, right, at this point, the whole premise is Hera has found Ezra, Ahsoka and Huyang have found them. They're all together. They're reunited. They have a spaceship. They know Thrawn's about to fucking leave. They're going to get stranded. What are they doing? They're fucking crawling along at like 2 miles an hour. Leisurely.
Yeah, they're just like, and they have this like gang of people in tow with them, which doesn't make any sense. Like at that point, when you gotta like, okay, you guys go off and do your own thing. Yeah. We gotta save the fucking galaxy or whatever.
The little shell people would understand. We're like, we gotta get the fuck over there. They can leave it in a minute. The problem with me, this whole series, there's no sense of urgency.
No.
Throughout the whole series, and it kind of left me feeling a little lacking in connecting to it. Like they're just fucking meandering along. We do see Ezra build a lightsaber that's like Kanan's lightsaber. Caleb.
Yeah, that's a good callback.
That was a nice callback. But didn't he not want a lightsaber last episode? And now he's like, I got to build a lightsaber. Whatever.
Yeah, that doesn't. Yeah.
And then the big question the whole time, right? What happened between Sabine and Ahsoka? They hint at it in the first episode between Rebels and this. You don't find out until this episode. They waited 8 episodes to explain that Ahsoka feared Sabine would turn dark because of the Siege of Mandalore after she taught her the Force, kind of like what happened to Anakin a little bit, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of like, well, for example, Anakin was Ahsoka's teacher, and then so they even mentioned in this episode that they feared that she was going to go to. They're scared everybody to go to the dark side.
Ahsoka might go to the dark side. That part's cool.
So, like, I think anybody with that much power that has an axe to grind may be turnable to the dark side, but literally every character has got that. They have to deal with that. So, I don't know. I guess they're being too safe.
They just didn't talk enough, and they finally talk, and she's like, "Oh, it's okay. I'm not mad at you. I'm gonna stick by you." Blah blah blah. But just like people weren't talking in this whole show, and I'm like, just tell them what happened.
There's not a lot of good use of dialogue at all.
Tell him what happened. So the ship, instead of flying it to Thrawn, she's got to fight 2 TIE fighters, and she kamikazes into them and takes the ship out. Of course, it'll be fixed just in time, conveniently.
Yeah.
Which happens. So they ride in on those horses right up to the fortress. They're like, we're just going to go up the front. That shit was pretty cool.
So then they basically send all the troopers in, and they fight them all off, and they kill them all.
And dude, tell me that.
That's weird.
Okay, but that shot of the 3 Jedis, Ahsoka with the 2 lightsabers, and you got Sabine and Ezra, they got a lightsaber. I was like, oh shit, we got 3 Jedis. They killed them all. They think they're done. And then Thrawn is like, Night Sisters, mothers, I need your help. And they chant some shit, and they come back to life. We've got zombie night troopers with green eyes.
Oh, shit.
What?
Yes, Walking Dead.
Yeah, you woke me up there.
Walking Dead meets Star Wars.
Why?
Because I don't know. I don't know why. The Night Sisters, Ruggs, can you explain? That's their power. They can reincarnate people.
They're witches. They can do shit like that.
But,
oh,
yeah.
bitches, am I right? I mean, excuse me, witches, am I right?
They've done like in the show they've created Savage Opress, which is like Darth Maul's brother.
Right. I saw that.
And they've augmented his power. They augmented the witch there in this show. Forgot what her name was. Morgan Elsbeth.
Yeah, they make her look all scary.
And they could do, now you find out they could do zombies. They can make the dead come back. And I think that we were thinking that was what Thrawn was loading into the ship, or like a possible zombie army. But I don't know. I don't know anymore because they burnt it. Are they going to reuse it again?
Well,
they burnt it here.
There's some theories when we get to that. But yeah, you see he's loading coffin-like items. Yeah, so we get zombie night troopers. I thought that was kind of badass. Thrawn is essentially tells Morgan, we're leaving. You got to stay behind and stop these fuckers. And she's cool with it because he takes the mothers and leaves. While Ahsoka battles Morgan, Sabine and Ezra try to stop the ship. Now, this lightsaber battle between Diana Lee Inosanto and Ahsoka, what's her name?
Ahsoka
Tano.
Rosario Dawson.
Yeah. I was blanking on her name. I thought this was probably like one of the better lightsaber battles in the whole series.
In this series,
in this 8
that's
episodes.
not a lot to say about it.
8 episodes.
If you put them in the grand scheme of lightsaber battles, it's just all right.
The other problem with this show is like sometimes you really tell like they're in the volume and there's a screen around them and they're just like in this one area. And even though you see background, it doesn't sometimes feel like the scope it's supposed to.
Right.
Because
I think that there is a way to use it better than they're using it. I think that the Mandalorian used it better a few times. So we know that it can be done.
So Ahsoka and Morgan fight while the stormtroopers just stand there and watch them. I thought that was interesting. They just stop.
Yeah, everyone nobody jump in.
They're like, hey, check this out. And she manages to kill Morgan with her own green sword. Is the only way it's taking her down.
But she took out one of her swords.
Yeah, she cut one of her lightsabers.
Which was cool.
That was kind of bad. Meantime, so Sabine's force powers seem to have suddenly gotten a lot stronger. Did it seem like all of a sudden?
Yeah, first she struggles to even get the lightsaber. So what's happening is the night trooper, the dead zombie trooper, is fighting her, and she dropped her lightsaber, and she's able to pull it, but it takes a lot. Like, it doesn't instantly happen. It takes her a long time to get it to finally come because they're building tension, I guess. And then when they need to she's got to actually hold up Ezra and throw him onto the ship with the force.
She's got to force push him as he force jumps this huge distance.
Yeah, so basically it's like a double jump.
Yeah.
But she has to exert all this power, and she does it effortlessly.
There's a great music cue. They played the force music from the movies when he was doing that. And that was kind of a cool moment. He lands short and pops up, and he's on the ship. He's on the ship, and the plan was for him to pull her over. But she goes back to help Ahsoka fight the rest of the troopers. Because Hu Yang, of course, has fixed the ship in the nick of time as they do a little Back to the Future thing and jump off and end up on the ship. And they race towards Thrawn's ship. Now, Thrawn is about to fucking hyperspace the fuck out of there. Back, and I love when he radios her. And he tells her that he knew Anakin. He goes, I know your master. He goes, one wonders how similar you are. And then he says, perhaps this is where a Ronin such as you belongs with him. What do you think of that line? And the use of the word Ronin in the Star Wars world. It's interesting.
Yeah, that's a weird... I mean, that's a call out. Kurosawa was a big influence of George Lucas, but it never was said out loud like that.
Right.
So it is weird that you're trying to compare Jedi to samurai.
But does this mean that samurai existed in their past in the Star Wars past?
I don't know.
It's the future, or it's the past, or something, or this is the past. I'm confused.
No idea. It was out of place.
But it was a dope line though when he called her a Ronin. But he could have called her something else. I don't know. Just like a masterless Jedi.
So you like this show?
I don't know.
I liked it, but I didn't think I liked aspects of it, but I didn't think it was good for people who did not watch the cartoons.
It felt very Star Wars, but there was like nothing, like the lack of urgency really bugged me. There was nothing there to really hook me in.
There's a huge problem because the Shinhati and Balin Skull never resolved their story that they opened up here.
Yeah, remember them? What happens to them?
So I think that they're banking on a second season.
Yeah.
But you can't do that. You can't. Like, you can't bank on a second season. You have to tie up at least some of the loose ends. So he's apparently at the end of this standing on a Jedi statue of, like, I think there's like the mother, the father, and the son.
Yes, the Mortis gods. A pointing statue is like the
that you need to watch the fucking cartoons to understand.
Oh, so those three, the daughter statue is broken, ties into the white owl you see.
Yes,
when they return, because now, so
the white owl always follows us over.
Thrawn jumps, and so Thrawn and the Night Sisters have left with Ezra, and Ahsoka and Sabine and Balin and Shinhati are now stranded in this other galaxy.
On this planet.
On the but even farther. It's like yet another galaxy far, far away on this planet. And they don't seem all that upset about it. They're just like, that's cool. We'll hang out here. The show left a lot of unanswered questions, as you said.
Well, now that you know that you could just take whales and
go in their mouth,
use them as taxis.
Yeah, and then just ride the whales.
The two. I'm wondering, like, first of all, like, they all knew that this is possible because they did it themselves. The whales brought them there, right?
Right. Yeah. Oh, so they can be like,
Ezra knows it. Yeah. Thrawn knows it. Everybody knows it. So, like, why are they stranded? That, like, whole plot point. And it's okay. Like, if there's a reason, just tell us the reason why the whales don't want to bring you. Like, you tried and they didn't want to, or they just fucking run away when they see you. Like, do that much work. Mention it in passing. Like, there was no explanation. So now you leave this big, wide, like, area of speculation of why they didn't fucking just use the whales. And that's how, that's how they're going to get home. You know that, like, fucking Ahsoka's going to fucking use the Force to talk to the whale. Why can't Ezra talk to the whale and hitch a ride with it? Like, nobody knows. They never fucking thought about it.
Why did they ever try that?
Yeah.
Was Thrawn threatening to you? Like, I understand if you've watched Rebels and Clone Wars, you get like Thrawn as a badass. But if you've only watched the movies, suddenly it's like nobody's ever talked about this guy. Where did he come from?
Thrawn is one of those people that in the cartoon, it doesn't seem as bad as it does in the show, but it appears like he's inept because everything that he does never pans out.
Gets fucked up.
And then he ultimately like pulls a win at the end. Like, so all of his like setups for like stopping this person they end up subverting it every time. And then for some reason, he kind of ends up getting away. Like, they end up not being able to get him every time.
Why did they cast Elon Musk in this role? That's my other question.
Why do you think it's Elon?
Looks just like him. Why? Pull up pictures of Elon and Thrawn live action. They're the same person. One's just blue.
I don't know, but I like it. Thrawn is a little thinner and a little bit more. The ridges in his head are more visible. I think that you had to strain to see like any of the alien skull features. They could have done that a little bit better, but I felt like, he had this. It's the voice of Thrawn, the same guy, so it does pull you back into the cartoon.
So he jumps back and they arrive at Dathomir, and now I think these are like the Night Sisters army. Maybe it's like dead witches that they're going to resurrect, and they're back on.
Maybe they're all Mauls,
or they're all different Mauls. They're going to go back to their planet Dathomir, which is in that game, which was cool to see. And then the thing about Ezra also kind of was baffling. He makes it on the ship, but instead of like trying to stop Thrawn, he just he stows away as a stormtrooper and then sneaks off and somehow finds them, Hera and everybody. And he says he's home, and Chopper recognizes him even though he had the mask on, and nobody wants to hug him. Like, I would think Hera would run over and hug him because she hasn't seen him and she thought he was dead, but they don't.
No, everybody just kind of none of that.
It's very strange. Like, a little more emotion in these reunions would be
Everybody's so stoic.
I don't understand. I don't understand that. And then at the end, back on the other galaxy on Peridia, Sabine senses something. Ahsoka senses something, and then the camera pulls back, and you see Anakin as a Force ghost, which is kind of cool. But I don't know. And then and then you get the Balin skull, and Shin Hati just like raises the lightsaber, and she's like, "I'm here, bitches." I don't know. This whole thing ended like Empire Strikes Back. It was kind of like half of the story. There was no way they were going to wrap up all the shit. The big thing that happens is Thrawn and Ezra make it back, and now he's there. Going to fuck shit up. But it's clearly like a lot of this just seems set up for another season or a movie. I found the whole season a little uneven. Could have used a little more explanation.
Yeah, it's like I don't have the problems that most people who are hating on this show do. I just think that the biggest issue is that it's not accessible for people who didn't watch the cartoon, and they could have done a better job of establishing Ahsoka Tano as being Anakin's apprentice, because you never see those in the main movies.
Oh, yeah.
You never see that in the movies. So anybody who comes into this is going to be like, who the fuck is Ahsoka? Even if you watch The Mandalorian, maybe you didn't. So it's like, there's a lot kind of like riding on you being a fan of all the Star Wars stuff. And I could see how Anthony was like, fuck this. Like, it's not hitting for me. And I can understand that completely.
Even for me, it was like, I got to watch a lot of videos to figure out what the fuck is going on here. And they throw in like, the whole, at the end when he's standing on that statue, I'm like, the fuck is going on here? What is the statue? It's pointing off to this hill with a light on it. They're going to have to recast Ray Stevenson, rest in peace.
Yeah, he's dead.
But somebody mentioned, suggested Liev Schreiber, and in a beard, he looks exactly like Ray Stevenson.
Well, they're both really tall dudes.
Big dudes. He was great, and he completely sidelined this last episode. I thought there'd be more with them.
You want to know what's great about him as a villain, though?
Yeah.
He's not really a villain.
No.
He doesn't do like dastardly evil things. He's just like, all right, I gotta do this so I can do this. Like I'm doing this, but I'm really not here to be the executor of Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Like she's just an obstacle in his way so he can get to whatever he's doing. And what he wanted to do is to get to this planet, because he's looking at the end of this, he's looking down at this mountain in the distance. And I think that he's looking for the Mortis gods.
Yes, those are the original Force users, like a long, long time ago. Is that what it is?
Yeah, they've been like personified in people. They have like there's beings.
The White Owl is the daughter in the White Owl.
Yeah,
that's like friends of the.
Well, Ahsoka has some of the White Owl in her
too,
because she was imbued with her. She was dying at one point, and Anakin got her to the Mortis gods, and they for some reason used some of their energy to revive her. So she's bonded to the daughter.
Well, it's the balance of the Force, right? I like that kind of idea. One's dark, one's light. And Anakin was also kind of like the sun, maybe. But I thought you could only be a Force ghost if you're like on the good side. Does this mean he is accepted into the light side now that we saw him?
Who, Anakin?
Yeah.
But Anakin's been a Force ghost since Return of the Jedi.
We did see him before when they put him back in there.
Yeah, remember at the end of Return of the Jedi?
Yeah.
Even before Hayden Christensen was...
They had the other guy in there, yeah.
They had the other guy there.
That's true.
So he was always redeemed.
That is true.
Because he killed the Emperor.
He was, right, when he did that.
So he redeemed himself.
That's true.
So yeah, that's cool.
So Thrawn gets away, Ezra gets home, it's a wash. What was accomplished? I don't know. Just set up for next season.
It seemed like pretty pointless. I think the whole entire thing was that you created a conflict between Sabine and Ahsoka. You have them resolve that conflict, and then you get to move Ezra onto the playing field, and then you can now you got 3 Jedi.
Yeah. 3 Jedi was cool. It's a lot of lightsabers. I mean, I like Sabine.
Rule of 2, but now there's 3. So
the guy playing Ezra, Iman Esfandi, I thought he did a good job. Hera was cool. The characters are cool. There was just something like I continued watching. It was Star Wars. I was entertained. There were some cool moments, but there was just some unevenness, some things about them not telling things, some pacing things. Like I'm like, where no sense of urgency. Those would be the detractions from this season. When it ended, I was like, that's how they're going to end it? That's it?
Yeah, the ending was not great.
So I don't know when we'll get
It wasn't
more.
a satisfying ending. I mean, it was a good episode, but as an ending to a series, I feel like they're relying too much on it being a continuing thing. So they're like, we're not going to wrap this up now, but they should have really done a little bit more. Like, at least give us something. I mean, they're counting on nerd stuff too much.
It was all
like you can't count on nerd culture.
Yeah.
Like even though, yes, what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go on YouTube. What the fuck I just watched, so I can get a little bit more perspective.
You have to.
But that is fucking sad that you need to do that. That is really not the mark of a great show when you need to fucking go. And maybe some Easter eggs or some spoilers.
But it should stand on
nothing
its own.
that's germane to the main story.
I mean, I think you're right. I feel like they should have explained, if they could, efficiently, a lot more things that happened in Clone Wars and Rebels. So,
like, do you think that the person who's not even watching the cartoons is now going to go and watch a YouTube video to like get like more insight into what the fuck they just watched?
Let me answer that. No.
Yeah. And I don't think it works the other way, where it's going to make the person go and watch like hundreds of episodes of animated Star Wars to fill in the holes now.
I would equate it to picking up a comic.
Yeah.
And let's say it's a number one, like a DC number one. And then you realize, oh, this number one is not really a number one. It has 2,000 issues behind it.
Yeah.
Or let's say 200 issues behind it from
the last thing
XYZ writers run. Yeah. And this is the same writer, and you actually need to understand some of that stuff. I just go, yep, I quit. I'm not reading.
That's it.
Yeah, like they got you to fucking buy it.
That's what Filoni did.
You got me in,
yeah,
but you didn't get me to stay and keep buying.
Yeah,
that's what Filoni did here, and to keep more people like you, all they needed to do is just establish a little more connection.
I just wonder, like, what is the disconnect? Like, the cartoon works so well,
but in live action, like it. I mean, I think pacing in cartoons you can really fine tune. Why didn't it translate is a good question. That's what I was thinking too.
Like, Filoni's cartoons are actually fun. They're stupid. Maybe because they're stupid, they're dumbed down for kids because they know like it's going to be watched by like younger kids. So they dumb it down and like it works. Yeah, they do a lot of like truncating of things and they kind of like fill you in. But when you try and actually do something that's adult and has to have like real weight behind it, I don't know. It just doesn't work as much as it should.
I mean, he created a lot of these characters, right? They're his creations, and just I think directing for animation and then directing live action.
I mean, Ahsoka was Lucas's idea,
right?
Like he wanted to give Anakin an apprentice,
right.
And then Filoni came up with this character, I guess. But I just love Ahsoka so much more in the show because she's so like dynamic.
You literally watch her grow up. Like you see her from all ages.
Like she's flying. Like when she was in remember those last 3 episodes that they put out a few like a year ago or
season
something?
7 of Clone Wars, right?
Where she fights Darth Maul.
Yeah, those are amazing.
Dude, like she's doing crazy Jedi shit that she's like walking across walls, doing flips and all over the place.
Is it an age difference? Like she's a younger Ahsoka.
I don't know. Like I think when you're a Jedi, look at what happens with Yoda. Like like
that's true.
She could be doing shit like that.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
I mean, I loved some of the parts I loved was like that episode where it was the flashback in the world between worlds and she's going through the Clone Wars and sees her Mandalore. Like that shit was cool. I thought the middle got a little bit better. And then last episode was just like spinning its wheels. I was like, get to the fucking ship and he's going to take off. And again, they start with them just going fucking real slow. Where's the urgency? It bugged the shit out of me.
Yeah.
It should have started with them with the attacking, trying to get on the ship. You could have had a whole episode of them. But I guess the plan was to never actually stop Thrawn was what was going to happen, obviously.
Yeah.
All right. Well, You want to rate this, rank it to some other shows overall?
I guess I feel like it's definitely below Andor and the first couple seasons of Mandalorian.
Agreed.
And I'll put this there. Even though, I said this last week, I think it's not like the Ben Kenobi show where you had like characters that were like so ridiculously bad.
You had Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers. Can't catch a little girl.
But there is like on purpose writing, things done, like not having conversations that are just frustrating and not filling in new people that are coming into the fold, like not doing a good job of that. And toning down Ahsoka's personality to the point where like it's not even a fun character to follow sometimes. So hopefully they could kick it up in the next season, but I would put it maybe definitely third or fourth in the TV series.
Okay. Yeah, she was like almost like a hippie Jedi, like very aloof, but like laid back, like she was stoned all the time, where she's like, I don't know, fuck it, let's see what happens. But like also aloof and like not, it was weird. It was a weird thing, but I did enjoy the
like if you're going to be so like the thing is, okay, like Batman's stoic, he doesn't say much, but it's all in his actions.
Right.
He's the fucking Dark Knight. Yeah. He's dramatic. Yeah. He fucking fades into the shadows. Yeah. He fucking has smoke and shit. Like, if you're going to be quiet, you got to fucking
be badass about
carry a fucking huge stick and be able to fucking beat people down with it. Like, and Ahsoka didn't cash that check. She was just like, I'm going to be chill and just be an all right swords person.
Yeah, she was just chill the whole time.
I mean, they tried when they put her on the wing of the ship in outer space.
That was ridiculous.
And they tried to, but that failed. Like that made her look even stupider, like more goofy.
God, these guys can't hit a ship when it's just sitting there. You notice that too? These fucking TIE fighters. 2 episodes they did it. The ship is not going anywhere, and they're just shooting around it. The fuck is going on?
They need people who understand like badass shit, like how to make something just look badass.
Robert Rodriguez, maybe? I don't know.
No.
I will agree that despite all of that, like it's better than Book of Boba Fett. I did enjoy it better than Obi-Wan.
Do we give it a rating, a number?
You want to give it a number? Not. You have not.
I would probably say it's a 6.
Yeah, I think I was,
and that's generous.
Yeah, I was going to give it a 7. I would give it a 7. Andor is still the best fucking thing, man. Holy shit.
Bar none, yeah.
12 episodes. Lots of, you can enjoy that even if you take Star Wars entirely out of it. It's fucking dope espionage.
You dodged the bullet. Anthony would have given this a 3.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah, you would not have given a shit because there's so much Filoni lore that he loves not talking about and just alluding to. And you're like, the fuck is going on here?
I do have some friends, at least one or two friends that watched this and got into watching the Rebels or whatever, the Clone Wars. And they were like, "Oh, that shit's awesome." I'm glad they turned me on to at least to that. So
that's good. Did you really hear people talking about this show? Also, anybody but either of you guys aside from that?
Yeah, I know people who are into Star Wars and talk about the show, and they love it. But they watched everything. They watch everything Star Wars, so they're not in the boat of like someone who's partially like with their, not really involved in all of this shit. So, I think that people enjoy it. I don't think it's the best thing they've seen. I think they like it though.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, I do love the Star Wars. I'm like half deep, half casual. So it was okay. Like it was good. Like it was just, there was something missing, but it was okay. It was decent. There was good moments. So I don't know. I'm like, it was just okay. It's good shit. I'm frustrated by this end, which kind of leaves everything hanging, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, there could have. I mean, look, it was nice to have zombies.
Zombies were cool. 3 Jedi.
But they didn't even. But like, let us see the zombies. Like, why that they should have done more helmet stuff where you could see that there were zombies.
Yeah, I thought that one of the helmets would get knocked off, and then I'm like, just chop their fucking heads off. What are you doing? Why is it going to get up again? Those 2 dark troopers were dope though, and they gave them a little bit of issues fighting them. But they hold the ship up for a moment, so you see a lot A lot of forced stuff, a lot of good music cues, but it's all right. It's all right.
Yeah.
Okay, that'll do it for Ahsoka. Let's do some news from the nation. It's time for news from the nation. It's time for news from the nation.
It stinks. It stinks. It stinks.
See, I felt like people really were talking about Ahsoka. I did put up a spoiler thread for like the finale. Nobody left a comment, and and I put spoiler threads in the beginning for the first couple episodes, but nobody was commenting. I was like, anybody watching the show? Let's start with a comment from Daryl K. He posted a link to the first clip from the Scott Pilgrim animated anime from Netflix, commenting, "I was already sold, but now even more so." They put out like a 2-minute clip. Anthony, now that you're back in, we reviewed this movie.
We did. I didn't like it.
You didn't like it. And what did you think of this clip that looks a lot like the comics? And you see elements from the movie in this, which is the story from the comics.
I didn't like it that much. About halfway through, I started looking at something else.
Shoes and comic books he was scrolling through.
I started looking at other things. I don't connect with Scott Pilgrim.
Oh, you didn't like the Scott Pilgrim that much. I forgot about that. I thought it was a fun movie. Ruggs, you've read the comic. I've read the comic.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. So I think the show's going to be fun. I didn't like this clip.
Yeah.
I thought it was a dumb clip to put out.
Well, it's that part. If you've seen the movie or read the comics, it's in the very beginning where he tries to get Ramona deliver. He sees her. He wants to deliver something to his house so he can meet her.
Right.
And, they do the things with the words on screen, but it looks like it looks like the comic book colored in.
It does.
It's got the voice cast from the movie, which is both things combined. Like that gives me huge.
Oh, that's Michael Cera.
Geek boner. Yeah, that's Michael Cera. All of the movie
I
cast.
feel like it's going to be a fun watch.
Yeah.
I really do. I want to reread the comics again at one point, but I like the movie a lot, and it's good to see. I mean, I hate that they're redoing the same story over and over again, but maybe we'll get the expanded version because they did like another whole other run of Scott Pilgrim after that first one.
I mean, they're doing that with Harry Potter now. They're making a TV show that's going to just redo all the books for a new generation. But this is, a different medium. The comics are great. Like he does it like a Japanese manga. They're small, little, fat digest, black and white. Lots of fun.
Yeah, it's just crazy that movie didn't do well at all.
Yeah,
and it's got like a cult following now. I know, young kids are into it. Like I'm people in their 20s,
really?
I would say. Or, yeah.
Does it turn them on? Do they read the comic or are they just into the movie?
I don't know, but I've heard things. But like, yeah, I feel like this might be the thing that gets them to read the comics, maybe because Netflix is a lot more accessible. So, and they're starting on the ground. It's an episodic thing. It's not just a movie. So, and it looks like anime, which young kids already are into.
It's trendy. November 17th, coming out very soon on Netflix. Yeah, this looks great. Can't wait to watch. They changed one thing. They do one interesting thing. It's on Netflix, right? And so in the movie, doesn't Ramona work for Amazon, right? And he orders a package or something. I forget what it is in the comic book. In this clip, he is ordering a DVD in the mail from Netflix, which I thought was kind of clever. Very meta clever. So she's delivering DVDs. That ironically ties into my next little comment from our Facebook group, Jock and Nerd Nation, from David Zika. David Zika posting RIP red envelope with an article that announces Netflix has mailed out its last DVD at the end of last month. We are done with the DVD era of Netflix. They started sending out DVDs in 25 years ago. What is it, 1998?
Right.
I think they started. It's kind of cool. They said they're going to be sending random movies to people, and if you have any discs you have not returned, you can keep them. They're yours now.
Did you use it, Anthony?
I did. I see you. I remember.
Remember your queue?
Yeah, I remember watching. One of the movies I remember watching was Die Hard, the fourth one.
Oh, really?
I remember getting that in the DVD, and then I remember getting that movie with fucking Kristen, the Twilight girl.
Oh,
Ryan Reynolds and dude from Social Network.
Jesse Eisenberg. What movie was that?
Jesse Eisenberg. Yeah. It was a good movie. Just forgot.
American Ultra, is that what I have?
No, it's Adventureland.
Oh, Adventureland. Yeah.
Pretty decent movie.
Yeah.
Those are the two I remember getting.
When was the last time I haven't used that service in years. I thought they had already stopped sending out DVDs.
I haven't plugged in. I haven't watched a DVD in 8 years, 10 years. I don't know. I can't remember the last time I've even plugged in a DVD.
Yeah, I watched Old Boy.
That was the last DVD I watched was Old Boy, and the menu screen surprised me. I was like, oh, I forgot about these. Remember menu screens? They were so much fun.
But I have a PS something, 3 or 4, I think at 4. And I use that DVD player if I have to, because video games still come in DVDs.
And that was the heyday, though, early 2000s, when you would just get movies in the mail, and like that started putting Blockbuster out of business. That was the beginning of their disruption. And I remember being excited when you had fucking DVDs in the mail.
Oh, yeah. What did they have? Like, you get 3 at a time?
Yeah, it
or
depended
2 at a
on the
time?
plan. Like, you could subscribe to like 1 at a time, 2 at a time, or 3 at a time. And then you have to make your queue, and then it would just send you the next one.
That was cool, but I still loved my favorite all time. Maybe it's just because I was a kid and nostalgia is real. It was just going to Blockbuster and browsing the shelves.
Yeah, that was.
I even like doing it with DVDs.
That was fun and also annoying because the new movie would come out and you'd get there and it was all fucking gone. You had to fucking get there right away.
That's true.
Even though there was like 20 copies of the shit.
They'd line the wall. They'd have one whole row one whole column and rows of that new movie that came out.
And then they didn't have a porn section. That made me very suspicious. I was like, I don't trust any
They did not have a porn section, but if you escaped from your parents, which is a few times I did, there was a softcore porn section, but you didn't know that it was. As a kid, I didn't know that it was
Playboy
softcore.
and stuff. Yeah,
it was like Playboy and like stuff on Cinemax and shit, and be like,
you'd be like, let me order off the special menu.
I would just like when no one was in the same aisle as me, I just grab the VHS and then look at the back and then put it back. That's all I would do.
That's all you needed.
That's all I needed. Yeah. I was like, I'm satisfied. I have a rough idea of what's going on.
Lock that away in my brain. That'll serve me good for at least the next 5 years. I'm good. They shipped 5 billion DVDs over 25 years.
Wow.
Peaking in 2011. They had 20 million customers in the U.S. The first DVD they sent out was Beetlejuice. The last DVD they sent out recently was the Coen Brothers' True Grit.
Does anyone know when they started streaming? What year that was?
Oh, man.
2016, maybe? I don't know.
That's a good question. 2007, I see. January 16.
Oh, wow.
10 years after they began their DVD by mail service, Ted Sarandos is like, I'm going to do more. Why do they got to mail these out? Let's just put them online.
I had an FYE here, but those are all gone. But
FYE,
even when it's like a for your entertainment,
it's like music videos and DVD store.
They just sell media. Yeah.
Like a Tower Records.
And I was buying DVDs until that place closed. And if that place was still open, I'd probably still be buying Blu-rays.
Well, there was a point in my life where I was like, I'm going to start just collecting the DVD or Blu-ray for every movie I like. Yeah. And good thing I didn't do that.
Where are those?
They're around. I don't have I don't have as big a collection as I thought I would get. But because I quickly stopped.
But dude, if there's like an EMP or the internet goes down, we're all fucked. And the people with physical,
I have a huge Blu-ray collection. People with I never dust
physical
off.
media will be the ones who will be happy.
Well, as I'm going down my sales path, if there are unopened DVDs,
those are worth money.
Those are worth money. Yeah.
Do you know Target? It's gotten so crazy retro. Target has like vinyl records. They still sell books, and then I heard like Best Buy was going to stop selling physical media, but you could buy vinyl records at Target.
Well, vinyl records are that's still.
It's like come back
buy that.
Yeah, it's weird.
That's a retro thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally right.
There's a lot of people my age or even older, obviously, are buying records.
Yeah, I think like records, comic books.
It's a hipster thing.
Yeah, that shit
is a hipster thing.
But
also I've heard, this is totally anecdotal, but I've heard from my friend who has a wife that reads a lot of books, and there's a lot of value now in the books, like getting a physical copy of the book, because books aren't printed in as mass quantity as they used to be. So owning the physical book is, I guess, a thing, like comics, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, there's a couple still like Borders, Barnes and Nobles, one or two left standing around here, but it's been a fucking long time since I went into a bookstore. Anyways, it's the end of the DVD in the mail era. Let's finish up with some What Are We Watching? Anthony, you watch anything fun?
I was intending to watch Gen V.
Oh.
Didn't watch it.
Okay.
We'll try to watch it this week. When are the next 3 episodes coming out?
Fridays. So 4 episodes are out, and there's 4 more.
4 more. Okay,
Yeah.
so I got to catch up.
Yeah.
Well, there's that. So I'm intending to watch that, but I've gone down this rabbit hole of comics and selling and all this shit.
Oh,
so I
boy.
want to first give a shout out to Brian Goff.
Oh, yeah?
He messaged me on Instagram, and he has his own resale business called @DuPage Reseller.
Oh, nice.
So check him out on Instagram. He apparently goes and flips shit.
Oh, he's a flipper. Oh, you guys.
He's a flipper, yeah.
You guys
He's
can
an
geek out.
old-fashioned flipper. And because of this, I went back and threw on a show, and I've watched like 4 or 5 episodes of a show that came out 10 years ago called Toy Hunter.
I love Toy Hunter. I was hoping you were going to say that. That was a great show. I love
and
that show.
I these are all episodes I've seen,
Yeah.
but I've just got back into the hook of watching this guy.
Dude,
so I'm
that guy
watching
is
Toy
great.
Hunter.
There's something
And,
about that I could get into. I see the allure because you really have to research all the manufacturers and the.
It's harder than you think,
It is.
because I have dabbled in it a little, and I don't know shit about, like, I don't even know the manufacturer, the year, like I don't know. There's so much more research that you have to do.
That way you got to train yourself to look for like the unique, the gems, the one of a kind shit, the treasure you'll find that's out there.
Well, yeah, that's what I've been watching, and then also a lot of Froggy flips on YouTube.
All right, just keep flipping that shit. I noticed you put a couple more things on your eBay store there. So,
Oh yeah, through some old martial arts DVDs.
what's this week's blue light special over there?
If you want I've sold 4 items.
Oh
which is
shit, nice.
so far, including a Hulk Hogan. But the latest and greatest on there, if you get on there now and don't wait, you can be the one that owns the physical body of Indian wrestling and physical culture.
It's a DVD.
It's a DVD.
Oh,
I did something my dad owned, and I was like, let's see if this will fucking sell. There's also
Indian wrestling.
Yeah.
Kushti.
Also, you can get Wing Chun by Wing Chun Kun, volumes 1, 2, and 3, the DVD set by Robert Chu. So
that Indian wrestling is like where they like grab hands and feet and they're like in the mud. I've seen some of that. It's called.
I've seen
What
it. Yeah,
kind
I've
of
never watched
Indians
the
are we
DVD.
talking about?
Like from
here?
India.
From India.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Kushti, I believe, is called, which also means like to fight in Urdu something.
Yeah, I sold 4 toys
Nice.
this past week.
All
so,
right,
yeah.
that's what Anthony's doing. Link in the show
Oh, wow.
description. Pick something up. Rugs, what are you watching?
Gen V. I watched. I didn't watch the third part of Continental.
Oh, you didn't finish
which
the Continental? Actually, there's a lot of action. It's all right if you just want to finish the story.
All right, I'll watch it. I guess
some crazy shit happened. You get to see Mel Gibson acting like a motherfucking crazy man.
Now I want to tell you the difference between watching Loki, and watching Gen V episode 1.
Ooh,
How many episodes
let's hear
did you watch of Gen V?
Only one.
Okay, go.
I put Loki on and I was completely awake, and I fell asleep through the middle of it.
Yeah.
And I had to watch it a second time. Gen V, I put on, I was already tired and falling asleep. I'm like, I'll put this on to fall asleep to. And then I stayed up and watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
So that'll tell you the difference between the two materials.
So you like the first episode? It's fucking good.
I do. I do. I was like, oh, this shit is fucking good.
The first episode is crazy. That sets things up very quickly. They don't fuck around.
It's like, oh, I'm back to watching a show again.
Yes.
Oh, because like I forgot what it feels like to watch a show. Man, like Game of Thrones comes on, you're like, oh, I'm gonna watch. It's time for my show.
Yes.
All right, everybody, leave the fuck alone.
Shut up. There's a new thing out.
I'm watching my show. Goddamn.
I mean, and it comes down to episodic writing. Like I still think over there in the Star Wars and Marvel, Disney TV shows, they haven't cracked the idea of episodic writing. It's got to.
Yeah, when Breaking Bad would come out, you're like, I'm watching my fucking show. Yeah. It's an appointment TV. And this is about as close as we got in the past couple of years. So
there's something crazy shit happens in each of these 4 episodes. But would you agree that it's on par with The Boys? I thought it's as good as the fucking Boys right now.
Yeah, I feel like it's good. And the characters are fun. And yeah, let's see what happens.
Yeah, Anthony, you're gonna enjoy this one. We're definitely gonna.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching it.
Holy shit! Yeah, it's fucked up shit.
I don't know how it goes. It's gonna go. But the first episode it got me in. So
I haven't gotten to the full puppet episode yet. There was a little bit of puppets in this last episode.
Oh yeah, there's puppets gonna be
violent puppets coming. But yeah, the show is very good. Okay. I want to talk about these. I watched 2 R-rated raunchy comedies that were released this year.
Did you watch the one with Jennifer Lawrence?
What? We're the Millers? No, that's the old one.
Is that the one?
No, is there a new one? Oh no, that one is
Jennifer Aniston.
What's it called? It's called. I know what you're talking. I did not watch that one.
Okay.
She helps the kid act like a normal person.
Yeah, she's got to date the kid. That one I gotta watch. No, I watched the one called
No Hard Feelings.
No Hard Feelings. I heard that was good. Oh, I gotta watch that one. No, Peacock just released Strays on the platform that was just in the theaters. I don't know. Remember we mentioned this? It is like it's a live action
sausage party
talking dog. It's like dog. It's It's like last year Benji with the dog acting, lips moving, but it's R-rated, raunchy as fuck. It was pretty good. It gets a little crazy, over the top. Jamie Foxx. You never seen a dog swear so much. It's amazing. Jamie Foxx is one of them, and it's got Will Ferrell, Jamie Foxx, Isla Fisher, and Randall Park. And these dogs get drunk. They trip on some mushrooms. There is one of the motivations is for the dog to get back to its owner, who is horrible, so he can bite his dick off. That's the plan. And I'll tell you, I was watching this, and I'm like, I have to see if this dog bites this guy's dick off. Like, this is keeping me engaged. But it's good. It's a good quick watch. It gets a little silly, but holy shit, is it raunchy? It was great. A lot of humping jokes, a lot of dick jokes, dog dick jokes. Great.
Where did it originally release?
It came out in the theaters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just like this summer, and it just came out on the Cock. I recommend.
Do so well at the theaters.
No, it didn't. None of these R-rated comedies. They came out on streaming platforms real good. The other one I watched, not this week. I watched a while ago, but it reminded me of the movie Joyride. Did you guys hear about Joyride?
No.
Which one's that?
It is. It features 4 Asian leads. It's like a Hangover of the 4 Asian girls. Raunchy comedy in the vein of Hangover. Stephanie Sue's in it from Everything Everywhere All at Once. Sabrina Wu, Ashley Park.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen a commercial.
This one's not bad either. There's vagina jokes. There is a point of view shot I did not see coming. And you're like, what the fuck? There's a vagina.
This one got good reviews.
Yeah, that one's not bad. It's it reminded me a lot of it's like Hangover with chicks, basically.
Mm-hmm.
It's good.
Okay.
So that's the thing is there are these good R-rated comedies coming out. They're not doing well, and they go straight to streaming. But I enjoyed both of those. Strays was fun.
Well, maybe one day we'll do a comedy tournament.
We should. There's a couple of good ones came out this year.
We'd probably have to break it up by decade.
Absolutely by decade. You could do just 80s comedies. Holy shit. That would be a ton of them right there.
Name 3 right now that you would be like, I'd have to see those in the tournament.
Fucking Airplane.
Is that 80s? I thought that was 70s, no?
No, that's like 81, I believe.
Okay. I remember watching Airplane at
1980.
Didn't hit for me as much as I thought it would.
Ruggs, what would you say for 80s? The other one, man, there's so many.
I'm looking it up right now.
Coming to America has got to be on there.
Coming to America.
Yes.
Is Ghostbusters considered a comedy?
Ghostbusters or Back to the Future? they're both kind of like sci-fi comedies, but Ghostbusters definitely comedy heavy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So no, it would not make it here. 80s comedy. Well, you said Beverly Hills Cop, maybe.
Oh, Beverly Hills
that's
Cop.
Comedy action.
Ferris Bueller.
Ferris Bueller is a comedy, I guess.
What about The Naked Gun, the first one?
That's
like the Naked Airplane, Naked Gun. Is Fast Times a comedy?
It's debatable. That's more like a slice of life drama.
Like Meatballs? I don't know.
I mean, any Eddie Murphy movie.
Caddyshack? Is that
Caddyshack,
1970?
absolutely 48 hours.
Is that 70s? Is that 70s?
Oh, Caddyshack, maybe.
No, Caddyshack is 80s. Trading Places.
Yeah, Eddie Murphy in the 80s was killing it.
Oh, Vacation. Yeah,
Spaceballs. Come on.
Spaceballs. Yeah, Spaceballs. Hot Shots Part 2.
Oh, Hot Shots is great.
Here's one.
Yeah.
To ask if you would consider it a comedy that would potentially be in the tournament. Big Trouble in Little China.
You could make the case for it, possibly.
It is action comedy.
Right.
But then there's like just straight up comedies, right?
Oh, Better Off Dead.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Oh, Police Academy.
I was going to ask if any of the police academies make it on there. Maybe the first one, because they drop off real fucking quick.
Oh, yeah.
But the first ones are great.
Bill and Ted?
Bill and Ted is another one that I would put in there, even though it's sci-fi.
The Man with Two Brains.
Oh,
Remember
Steve Martin. The Jerk. Was that 70s?
Oh, my God. The Man with Two Brains is great. You ever see that movie, Imran?
No, I've never seen it.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Steve Martin. Any Steve Martin comedies in the 80s are great.
Yeah, it's funny.
Blues Brothers, is that a comedy?
Yes.
That counts.
Fish Called Wanda. One of the greatest comedies from the 80s. There's so many. There's so many. This would be a great tournament. We'd have to do the decades.
The 80s alone, huh?
Superman 3.
Fucking, Blazing Saddles?
Superman 4.
Superman 4.
Howard the Duck. Howard the Duck.
What'd you say, Blazing
Saddles is 70s. Doesn't count. Fuck. Mel Brooks would have Spaceballs.
Oh, Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Yeah.
There you go.
80s would be totally you guys. I don't have a ton of 80s. I mean, I like some 80s movies, but I haven't seen as many as you.
The Three Amigos, Golden Child.
Amigos. These are all Stripes. This is fucking amazing. These are all movies that I loved watching when I was a kid.
Mac and Me.
Yeah. Christmas Story. Mr. Mom is great. These are all great.
Raising Arizona.
Raising Arizona is, it's a weird comedy.
We watched that. It was
we did review that. You got the Revenge of the Nerds series. You got Better Off Dead.
90s would be more my jam.
90s had some great fucking comedies though too. Weird Science. How could I forget about Weird Science?
Weird
Holy
Science.
Shit.
Strange Brew. Yeah. Oh my God.
I you know what made me get to thinking about this is recently Rewatchables.
Yeah.
Well, not recently. Over the summer, they had Jennifer Lawrence on. It was Jennifer Lawrence and Bill Simmons, and they reviewed Dumb and Dumber.
Oh shit!
I was like,
with
that's
Jennifer
an all-time
Lawrence.
comedy.
Oh, I gotta listen.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh, I gotta listen to that.
And I was like, Dumb and Dumber. That's an all-time.
Absolutely, that's one of the great '90s comedies. The Farrelly brothers taking over, kind of where like the Zucker brothers left off in the '80s.
Comedies. We'll rattle this around during the slow period.
I love a good comedy.
You got Monty Python in there.
I'm
too.
an aficionado of comedies. I can always talk some good comedies.
Are you? Maybe this is your wheelhouse. Maybe you had this up.
Because I grew up watching this shit and like
you do like to laugh.
I love stand up. We would watch stand up when I was little, like sitcoms and comedy. Like I'm all into that. I love laughing. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you might have sparked something watching the new raunchy comedies that are out.
That was fun, and you know what? What I've been watching is old comedies because on the Perfect Strangers show, there's an episode where they redo the Honeymooners with Larry and Balky playing Ralph and Ed Norton. That got me on YouTube. There's like all the episodes of the Honeymooners. So I started watching episodes.
Oh, those are great.
Those are so crazy.
Those are
Dude,
great.
Alice makes so many fat jokes at Ralph. He threatens to like physically harm her so many times. He's going to punch her in the face. Like they have an ice box. It's before like refrigeration was common with refrigerators. It's wild to watch that shit now from the late 50s. Only 39 episodes. It was only on for like 1 year, Honeymooners. And iconic and influential. And it's so good.
That's a TV show?
It's a TV show. Jackie Gleason, Art Carney, fucking hilarious.
You never watched The Honeymooners growing up, ever?
Me? No.
Wow.
I don't even know what that, I couldn't tell you who's. I don't even have a visual that comes to mind when you.
Because it was always on TV all the time.
It was always in reruns. So I remember my summers were watching.
You're not a big Seinfeld guy either, right?
No.
There you go.
The shit I had on was whatchamacallit, Archie Bunker was that
was good too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's 70s or 60s.
In the summers, we would just watch Honeymooners, I Love Lucy, Gilligan's Island, The Brady Bunch, The Monkees. They would all play them all back to back. It was fucking amazing.
Nick at Night? Was that where you watched?
No, this is before Nick.
Oh,
Well,
that's
when they went. Yeah, and then they would go there. You had Dick Van Dyke Show. But this was just on like channel 50 or 32 would play fucking reruns. Anyways, yeah, there's an idea for comedies. Let us know, listener. If you would appreciate a comedy tournament. I know
Princess Bride.
Princess Bride, yes, absolutely.
That fucking movie made me laugh.
Absolutely. Marriage. Love. My name is Indigo Montoya. You killed my father. That's it for this week, everybody. Ruggs, where can the listener find you online?
You can find me right now at Really Rug Boy. There might be a change. I might be changing my.
We got to work on that.
My social media soon.
All those links. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. That's the only places we are. YouTube. Links in the episode description. I did put in the link to Anthony's eBay shop in the last episode later. I forgot. I'll put it in this one. And
there's not a ton on there. Don't go in there expecting the rarest of the rare.
Listen, when there's less, it makes it more valuable. I don't know. Eyeballs are eyeballs. Click it. You never know, but you're fine. Thanks for listening to the Jock and Nerd podcast. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
He's the nerd.
We will peep you next time.
I fucking loved it.
I really don't give a shit.
I'm pumped.
Yeah, me too.
This is going great.
Jock and Nerd.
You're still here? You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go home. It's over. Get out of here. Go home. All right? Leave. I'm calling the cops. Get out of here. Get out. The ending of Ferris Bueller wasn't that long a thing, but go. Get the fuck out. He didn't say that either, but that's me ad-libbing. Okay? Just go.